Hello guys, I am back for another video. Today we're combo with Deku took Bakugou's advice. So in the last video, Deku, well, after being revived and turned into a Dragar by Hela, Izuku kills two children, both from an influential and snobbish family. After doing that, they decide to escape to Niflheim, where Izuku was introduced to the entire, high-class royal family. I should I say the, high-ranking officials in Niflheim. So, after doing that, Izuku was told by Hela that they're going to be, well, bringing back, well, wait for a second, Jormungandr from the hands of her uncle Thor. So, let's talk about what happens next. So, Izuku, while preparing to get ready to go into the area known as the Lake of, well, the Lake of Jormungandr, well, one of these people, specifically a butler, which is a fallen elf, said this. Young master, the champion of Niflheim, what is it? He said this. Mistress Hela wants to summon you to her office. Mizuku says this. Sure. So, after making it there, Izuku was told by Hela that there are two dwarves that will give you a special armor. Apparently, well, Hela did some measurements while Izuku was sleeping. Izuku had so many questions about that. Most of them is, how the frick did she, did all of the measurements? But Hela just, brushed it off and said that she, had some help, quote unquote. So, after making it to the area of Niflheim where the dwarves are, so the dwarves give Izuku the armor and a special present. This present is a special wolf. This wolf will act as a mount, similar to Golden Bursty. And if you don't know who's Golden Bursty, it's basically a golden boar that flies through the sky. Sounds weird out of context. Anyway, apparently they made a similar type of creature to Golden Bursty, being the wolf, but they decide to not make it because it seems too unstable. So, they decide to make it Izuku's mount. The wolf was given the name, what's it called? Hati. Named after, I think it was the wolf that's supposed to eat the moon, or was it the sun? I can't remember. So, after Izuku wore the armor and was given a special shield that can block attacks per, well, every time when Izuku just basically, every time when Izuku basically does a combo attack, basically just starts slashing and slashing and slashing, but doesn't stop. Izuku's, shield will basically block any attack just as long as Izuku keeps attacking. So, after Izuku wore the armor and wielded the shield and riding on the back of his brand new wolf named Hati, Izuku looks like this. One of the dwarves said this. Whoa, you look amazing. And Izuku says this. Why, thank you. Why did you decide to make it, not shirtless? As one of the dwarves said this. What is artistic design? Do you seriously think that don't have artistic design, eh? Ezekiel says this. No, it's not something like that. I was just asking. As One of them said this. The reason why they, well, decided to make it shirtless because, well, they think it would probably be cool or whatever you use as slang in your human world. Ezekiel said this. Um, sure. So, after Ezekiel does that, and the reason why Ezekiel doesn't have horns because, well, I don't know why people depict Vikings with horns. It's kind of stupid. Not gonna lie. Even Vikings back then would think it's probably stupid. So, after Izuku, well, gets there, as in gets there, I mean, well, goes back to, well, to the castle, well, Hela said this. You look amazing, Izuku. My lovely champion. You look amazing. You're absolutely wonderful. She starts getting closer towards Izuku. Izuku says this, you're getting a bit close. As she says this, oh, come on. I am the one who revived you. So, just a little longer. As well, one of the servants said this, Miss Hella, we have a situation. After the servant sees, well, Hella coming closer and closer towards Izuku to the point that, well, Hella would probably kiss her. I meant kiss him. Well, Hella said this. What is it? As he said this. Oh, um, it seems that there's a report about, well, your uncle, your, well, Thor. As she says this. What is it? As he said this. Well, apparently, well, Thor is getting ready to, well, protect Miss, well, Miss Jormungandr at all costs. They even created a special chain for her, which it's basically like how Fenrir's basically chained up. It's basically the same thing, but except more powerful. As she says this, don't worry, this special weapon that I have created, well, it can destroy that chain. Probably. Izuku says this. Probably. As she says this. Yeah, I never tested that yet. As Izuku says this. Alright, let's go. So, they go into a portal as they made it to the area where, well, Hela's uncle, aka Thor, is basically hiding, well, hiding Jormungandr. So, after they decide to, well, hide in an area where it's basically like impossible for them to be spotted, Izuku sees several Valkyries and the god of thunder and war, Thor, wielding his hammer Mjolnir. He says this, if my niece comes here, kill her on the spot. As all of the Valkyries say this, yes master. So, they started patrolling the area. Izuku says this, so what should I do? As Hela says this, well, it's pretty easy. Just kill them all. Izuku says this. Kill them all, but they're basically like to them like almost 1,000. Ashi says this. Don't worry. I got this. So, she starts turning the lake into ice, including the entire place into like a snowy area. As one of them said this. Wait, this is what? Why is it snowing? As Izuku charges one of them and stabs her right in the heart, turning her into a Dragar. As she says this, yes, master, must kill. She starts charging towards her sisters in battle, which I'm just gonna be calling them. I mean, they're technically our sisters, I guess. So, they start, well, at least one of them One of them starts charging towards her used to be sisters and starts slashing through them. Thor was just sleeping at the time because he was tired. Izuku and Hela were basically started bashing on them. Izuku turning some of them into Dragar, and for Hela, she starts turning them basically into frozen statues. Do you want Valkyrie Valkyrie popsicles? says says Hela. Izuku says this. Haha, very funny. Izuku grabs his shield as the shield blocks the attack. As one of the Valkyries said this. What in the... Wait. That... Are you using... No way. Izuku says this. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by no way? She says this. You're using armor from the dwarves? How- I thought dwarves would... Traitors! As she starts charging towards Izuku, Izuku uses the, well, what do you call it? Like an axe end, I guess? The axe end, and stab it through her head. As she throws her back, Izuku basically throws her back as she starts turning into a Dragar. But unlike other Dragar, she seems different. This Valkyrie transforms into a Dragar, but unlike other Dragar, several shards of ice starts coming through her back as she starts throwing these shards almost like throwing knives. After they were stabbed, after the rest of the rest of the surviving Valkyries that are basically trying to attack her, when they got stabbed by these ice shards, they burst almost like a shotgun barrel. I meant like a shotgun bullet, which explode and burst into like ice shrapnel, which kills them. When Thor wakes up, he says this. Oh, what the heck happened? Why is there so much... What the hell? Why are all my Valkyries dead? As he says this. Hello, my niece. So you must be the one that killed them. Just like your father. An evil traitor! As he starts charging towards her, Izuku blocks the attack by using a shield. As Thor says this. So, I'm guessing that you're the so-called champion of Niflheim. Pathetic. He starts charging towards Izuku. Izuku blocks the attack by using his shield and starts bashing on him with his blade. Izuku brings out his, wolf named Hati. Hati starts ripping into his, flesh. Hati, gets thrown away like a normal ass dog. As he says this, pathetic munt. Anyway, time for you to get electrocuted. He gets ready to throw his hammer as Izuku dodges it. I meant Thor said this. No way. You dodge an attack by Mjolnir? You might be a really nice opponent to fight with. Now then. He gets ready. He starts creating electricity without Mjolnir as he says this. Take this! He starts creating a blast of pure electricity. Izuku gets shocked. Izuku feels like every single part of his body is being, stabbed. Izuku persevered as Izuku starts using the shield to protect himself. Sorry about that. So, after a while, Izuku gets close enough to Thor and basically headbutt him, knocking him out. As Izuku says this, so Hela, how many hours would, well, how many hours would it take to make, well, Thor awake? As she says this, maybe like 4 to 5 minutes. Izuku says this, wait, 4 to 5 minutes? As she says this, yes. So I think it's better for us to hurry up and wake up my sister. So, after going into the, well, into the gigantic, well, wait for a second, giant beach, Izuku starts going into the water as Izuku sees Jormungandr curled up like a ball, chained like an animal. Izuku breaks the chains as she opens her eyes. As she sees Izuku, she says this, "Hello, my sweetheart." Izuku says this, "Wait, sweetheart." She comes closer towards Izuku. Izuku brings her up to the surface as she says this, "You saved me." Izuku says this, yeah, so what? As she starts hugging Izuku. Hela, when she saw that, she was a bit jealous, but she still was happy that, well, she got her sister back. So, they disappear and go back to the castle. After explaining what happened, well, Jormungandr was mad. She says this, "So grandfather did that to father? That old man." Sorry about that. As she, as in she, I mean Hela, says this. "And that is why I decided to pick him as the champion of champion of Niflheim. I want him to defeat Odin, and then after that, we shall bring back our father." As Jormungandr said this. Alright, but we had to bring back our sister as well. Our sister, Fenrir. As, well, wait for a second. As Hela says this. "Oh yeah, I forgotten. So, tomorrow, Izuku, we get back our sister. Or should I say my sister, Fenrir." Izuku says this. "Sure, mistress." So Izuku bows and leaves. So Izuku goes to bed. But before he goes to bed, Izuku was approached by, well, Jormungandr. Jormungandr said this. "Thank you for saving me." Izuku says this. Yeah, anyway, I should be sleeping. As she says this, "Can I sleep with you, my hero?" Hmm. Izuku blushes a little bit as Izuku says this. Um, fine. So, after, well, a bit of, well, talking, both Izuku and Jormungandr sleep in the same bed together. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.